But also, what I do with my rankings is I compare them to the week before.
Agreed.
You know, like one game shouldn't affect a team up or down more than like maybe 4 spots for me. That's what's so hard. I have Pig Newton's number 10, even though they scored 100 and some odd points and got the win. It's just because there are teams that I feel are just as good as them, and I couldn't move the teams that lost too far down, because that kind of doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. Yeah, no, there's a lot of factors that go into our rankings. I know the 5 of us all sit down together during our PR meeting, naked, holding hands with, several things shoved up our assholes.
Ukuleles and...
Right, so that's the process,
Penises.
Right, listeners, you don't believe the process that goes on during these power ranking sessions. So, moving forward here, the Yellow Peril actually came...
We have sex.
Yes, I think they got that. Yellow Peril came in 5th. Everyone pretty much voted him around there, except for me. I voted him 7th, and the reason for that, and we actually just talked to Jay Young, who kind of explained to us why, how he's feeling getting a win for the first time in almost a year. And that's actually the reason I couldn't put him any further up. You've lost 13 fucking games in a row. I know this is a new season, but kind of a little bit like Whiffen, with all due respect. I just need to see a little bit more out of you. I know you have a good team, but get a couple wins back on the board, and you'll go up in my eyes. Handy Quacks was next. A little bit controversial here. 6th. Bub, you voted Handy Quacks the lowest at 8th, where John actually had him 4th. Bub, why so low on Zach?
I think it's just more what you guys were just saying, that there's so many other good teams. It was hard for me to rank a team who was 0-2, even though he has a really good roster. His first week he was terrible. I know he scored a lot of points this week, but I felt I had to give the nod to a couple other teams who at least have a win at this point. It was definitely a tough one. It was that 4 through 8, or even the 3 through 8 were pretty tricky for me.
Yeah, 3 through 8 right now, as we've all kind of talked about, you could almost go anywhere with any of them and make a strong argument for it. And then Senators came in 7th, VIP came in 8th, Soulglow 9th, Pig Newton's 10th, Brutal, we all agreed, was the second to worst team in the league. Brandon, you even agreed to that. So
I'm offended, though.
So you agree, yet still offended. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Classic.
Classic. So and then Bubba Gump, I'm sorry, but you came last.
I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised.
What are you surprised at exactly?
I'm a little surprised that I got 5 points.
Well, you have to at least get 5.
I know, but I still think I probably could have earned. I earned less than that.
You know what?
I earned 3.
Maybe we should have half points.
I would give myself 3 points.
Do you guys all agree? Maybe half points starting next week?
No.
How about negative points?
Negative points. Well, there you go. There's the power rankings. This went great. A little, we had some technical issues, but thank you all for jumping aboard and being part of this segment, bitches.
I'm 2 people. Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Bub. That's on Fox.
Say that again, Whiff.
Don't forget to watch Dads on Fox.
Now, let's take a look into the future with next week's matchups.
So, Bub, week 3 sees another slate of the all-important divisional games. The all-important divisional games. Let's start with the North Riverdale division, Bub. Let's go ahead and start with the... Oh, there's that Hochuli again. He is actually still announcing the rules to overtime. The Rapist, the 2-0 Rapist, going up against the 2-0 Riverdale Scoopers. Then you got the 0-2 Handy Quacks up against the 1-1 Boston Loggers. And actually, if we could just take a quick second here to, again, talk a little bit about the Handy Quacks. It's just amazing what's going on. And not to rub salt in the wound there, Zach, or jump on you when you're down, because I do think you're going to turn it around soon. But I was curious to see what would happen, which is very possible if Zach loses again this week. Obviously, the Loggers is a great team as well. And if he goes to 0-3, what the chances are if can he make the playoffs? So, Bo, I did a little research. I got in touch with our chimpanzees there in the back room, and I asked them to look up some of the archives. Care to guess there's actually 2 times that have started 0-3 and made the playoffs in Dynasty history. Want to guess what 2 teams those are real quick?
Phil.
Okay.
And Damage Inc.
Wow, Damage Inc. I have not heard that team name in a while. For those, that's actually Die Hard McLean. He was in the league for a couple years, and he gave it a good shot, but he didn't have what it took to stand with us. But no, you're wrong on both accounts. It is actually me.
That's weird.
Yeah, right?
I never thought you would go 0-3. That's why I didn't.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I started 0-3 in D7. I ended up making the playoffs. And then Handy Quacks, coincidentally, in D6, his first year in the league, he started 0-3, and he made the playoffs. Obviously, neither one of us even made it to the Dynasty Bowl. But goes to show that even if you start 0-3, you got yourself a puncher's chance in hell to make it to the playoffs. Don't go 0-4 though. So Zach, don't jump off a bridge just yet. If you go 0-3, maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. But if you don't kill yourself. If you go 0-4, feel free to slit your wrists, but not until then.
Yeah. VIP
1-1 going against 0-2 Bubblegum Shrimp. Bub, a game of the week there for the North.
This is a big game for Heaney and I. So
yeah, no, that one's disqualified from being a game of the week.
Well, no, it is because I made a bet with Zach and Heaney that I would beat one of them once,
true.
and the loser has to chug 3 Twisted Teas back to back to back, one touch. So
if that happens, can you get that on video?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
I can't wait to throw up. I mean, when they throw up. But
so are you really going with VIP versus yourself?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh man, I mean, Rapists and Scoopers are 2-0, brother versus brother. We are brothers! And then you got the 0-2 Handy Quacks against the 1-1 Log. I mean, I guess
if you had to watch one game, which one would it be? Because it could go either way.
We are brothers.
So myself versus Rapists.
We are brothers!
And then in the South, we got the Rockdalian Senators going again, who are 1-1 against Hong Kong Cavs, 2-0. 0-2 Brutal against the 1-1 Soul Glow, and the 1-1 Yellow Peril on that one-game winning streak, Bub, against the 1-1 Pig Newtons. A game of the week there, Bub.
The only that matters is Senators versus Cavs.
No, you don't think Peril and Newtons matters?
No, I don't. Peril's going to kill him.
Wow.
It matters, but it's not going to be close.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Senators against Hong Kong Cavs, game of the week. So let's go ahead and I'm a little nervous. This is big for us. Ed Hochuli.
Woo!
Hopefully he's done, explaining the rules overtime.
Eddie Biceps.
Let's talk to him about his biceps, fantasy football, sex, love, war, cunts.
The Dynasty Podcast brings you an interactive and likely ridiculous segment, what's borderline on actual legit media. Buckle up your fucking seatbelts for the Dynasty Podcast interactive segment.
And now, on the Jube's Family Restaurant interactive guest hotline, I am pleased to introduce the most well-known and, without question, the most physically fit referee in the entire National Football League. He is Mr. Ed Hochuli. And Mr. Hochuli, again, thanks for being on the show.
Well, I'm glad to be here, but I'll hang up if you call me Mr. Hochuli again. That's my dad.
All right, we'll go with Ed.
Super. Glad to be here.
All right, Ed. So, I guess if you could tell us a little bit about how you maybe originally got into refereeing. Was it something that you always wanted to do, or did you just kind of fall into it?
It's an interesting question, Eric, and something that I often think about, because most of us, the things that we're doing in life that are a significant part of our life are something that we planned for. And this is so not the case with officiating. I'm also a lawyer, and that's something that I planned for and I worked for many, many years before I ever even got close. But with officiating, I played football in high school and college, and when I graduated from college, one of my old coaches suggested that I might enjoy officiating as a way to stay in touch with the game, which I've been playing for my whole life at that point. And so I started doing youth football, Pop Warner, for 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds, frankly, because I could make $50 instead of working 4 games, and I was married and in law school at the time, and I needed the $50.
And the last thing in the world I ever thought about